Hey YouTube, Peterbilt Knife Guy. Today is Blade Friday, and it is nice that it is Friday. It was a long, wet, kind of miserable week at work, but it's over now. Time for a beer, and let's get this weekend started. So today's Blade Friday knife is not a knife, it's a machete, but it's a blade. This is the Cold Steel Jungle Machete, 16-inch blade, made in South Africa. I don't know why Cold Steel decides they need to make every knife in a different country, but this one's in South Africa. Their QC is, it's not bad actually. It's, you know, it's a molded over plastic handle, pretty comfortable, lots of grip. Even if you've got big old monkey paws like I do. You could choke up on it if you had to. It's not sharpened very far back, but it actually, you know, unlike other machetes, you could actually choke up on this thing and do some work or draw with it or whatever. I don't even know if it's in camera. It's pretty big. We got a 16 and almost a half of blade, about 14 3/4 of cutting edge, and overall we're looking at about 22 1/4. So it's a good size machete. If you compare it to my favorite machete that's actually not a machete, which is my Old Hickory butcher knife, you know, it's bigger, but I mean, this thing's a hog. This thing cuts good, but when you look at the blade stocks on these two, let's get that in focus. They're pretty dang similar. You know, this one's a machete, this is a butcher's knife, and it is just a hair thinner. And this one's coated too, so you know, that adds a little bit of thickness. Probably not much, but just a little bit. Cold Steel tends to put their coatings on thick, but when you look at that, this thing's got a bevel that comes back, you know, good half an inch, if not more. And then there's a secondary bevel. This thing bites. This guy is just a flat piece of steel, you know, with a big old bevel put in there. When it comes to chopping, this thing does have more power, a lot more power, but this thing just bites deep. So I don't know. I've never compared them side by side. I've used both of them immensely, but it would be interesting to do a side-by-side chop and see which one does better. Personally, I like taking this guy out, but this one's fun. You see, I've used it a lot. Chopped through a lot of oak branches with this thing. No shock, comfortable handle. Just, it's a decent machete. I used to have an old Bolo, was a Cold Steel Bolo machete, and then I've had the Cold Steel Kukri machetes also. And I like the reason I got this one is because I gave my Kukri machete away, and they didn't have any Kukri ones available on Amazon, so I got the next closest thing. It has a drop. It kind of, let's see if I can get this. It drops, so there's like a curve all the way down, and then a big old belly, you know, kind of Kukri style, kind of Bolo style. I don't know. It's called a jungle machete. I don't know what to, you know, compare it to, but I like that it has a lot of heft up front. And I'm not out there cutting through the jungle. I live in the, you know, I live not in the city, but you know, close to the foothills, so we get a lot of big trees and, you know, big branches, and everything's hardwood, and or it's dead. So this thing, if it doesn't cut it, it'll just power through it and break it. The Ontario will actually cut it. But yeah, it's a good knife. They're good price. I'll put the price of it on Amazon as of January 2023 right there. The sheath, it's just your standard nylon sheath. They do put this nice little thing on here to keep it from coming through, which is kind of cool. It's one of those front load sheaths that I'm not a fan of, but understand the reasoning for it. It goes in easy, but when you lock it in, okay, we don't need to lock that, but so, you know, there's no rattle. It's actually a fairly tight machete sheath, so much so to where if you take the strap off, it's almost hard. That's as far as I can pull it out. You gotta pull up and out at the same time. So getting it off when it's on your leg is kind of hard, but it does secure the knife very well. And for the on-tear, or for machetes, that's actually a pretty good thing. Typically I don't wear this on my hip though. I just stuff it on my quad when I'm out doing stuff. But yeah, happy Blade Friday. Happy Friday. Hope everyone has a good weekend, and I'm sure I'll post something, but until then, I'll talk to you guys later.